Hey guys, it's Tim and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. So if you haven't heard of Pro Wrestling Tees by now, but you follow independent wrestling and wrestling podcasts and this and that, you may be living under a rock. A little backstory on Pro Wrestling Tees before we get into their super successful weekend. So, Ryan Barkin, who runs Pro Wrestling Tees, started 1 Hour Tees in Chicago around 2008. In 2010, CM Punk needed a custom shirt to wear on SmackDown, and so Coco Bannock said, "Hey, I know this guy here in Chicago that does custom printed t-shirts, let's go check him out." CM Punk then had a shirt made that said, "I broke Big Show's hand." He wore that shirt on SmackDown, and then Colt Cabana had an idea. He asked Barkin, "Hey, can you print me up some shirts to say I Star Colt that I could sell at pro wrestling independent shows?" Barkin printed him some shirts, and that's where the idea of Pro Wrestling Tees was born. Barkin then thought, hey, what if I can give other pro wrestlers a place where they can come and get t-shirts made, but do it where people from all around the world can order, create, and sell their t-shirts. That is when the website Pro Wrestling Tees was created. That first t-shirt made for CM Punk was in 2010. Fast forward to 2018, and it kind of has to do with CM Punk again, but mainly All In. So this weekend was a super successful All In pay-per-view, and it was held in Chicago, Illinois. Also in Chicago, Illinois is where the 1 Hour Tees, or now Pro Wrestling Tees store, is located. Yes, they do have a physical store in Chicago, Illinois, right next to, I guess you can call it, their warehouse. With that, on the Friday before All In, they did do a CM Punk autograph meet and greet, which they've wanted to get together and do for a very long time. Apparently, according to people who were there in person, they said the line to get into the CM Punk meet and greet was at least a half a mile long. Well, Barkin was interviewed by Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated, and he did state that we've always wanted to have Punk at the store, and this was the perfect opportunity. There may not be another WrestleMania in Chicago, so this was the ideal wrestling weekend to have fans meet Punk. There were people in line locally and ones from all around the world. He would then go on to state that with All In being in town this weekend and so many people in town for All In and StarCast, they sold nearly $500,000 worth of merchandise this weekend, selling over 20,000 products from jackets, hats, shirts, pins, micro brawlers, and others between Thursday and Sunday. Of course, Barkin did close the store today for Labor Day and a much-needed vacation with his family. So that's crazy that just this weekend alone sold over $500,000 in merchandise. Pro Wrestling Tees is such a huge deal for independent pro wrestlers. They really use it to not only make extra money, but some even state that they make most of their money just off their merchandise from Pro Wrestling Tees. I mean, one little tidbit here, just a little kind of insight on how much money Pro Wrestling Tees really makes. Between the time they started the website to when they opened the actual brick and mortar store in 2017, they had sent out $3.5 million in revenue to different wrestlers, promoters, podcasters, and others that do sell merchandise on the Pro Wrestling Tees website. So they're a very, very profitable company, and they're not really doing this just to, they're doing it to make money, but in the beginning, and even still to this day, their main goal and their main mission is to help professional wrestlers be able to sell merchandise to their fans all over the world. It's not about them, it's about the wrestlers. But that's going to do it for this episode of Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember to comment below, like and share this video, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, subscribe here on YouTube, and follow PWUnlimited.net for the latest in pro wrestling news.